The hardest thing Jackie Chan ever did was not a death-defying stunt. It was trying not to laugh next to Chris Tucker. Michael Jackson, the most famous human on the planet, called one man at 2 a.m. just to hear jokes because nobody else could make the pressure disappear. Ice Cube stayed completely sober on set because keeping up with one comedian required every brain cell working at full speed. A future president shared a cab and somehow ended up talking about chicken. And Ben Affleck, Batman, two-time Oscar winner, sat on a talk show and said 5 words that captured what every celebrity feels in Tucker's presence. "I want to be Chris Tucker. One man. Broke them all." And there is a reason his comedy hits differently than every other comedian who has ever tried. Chris Tucker came out of Atlanta's stand-up circuit in the early 1990s. Not polished Hollywood comedy clubs with 2 drink minimums and industry scouts in the front row. Underground rooms where the crowd turned hostile the moment a joke fell flat. Where getting booed off stage was not a story you told later, it was a Tuesday. Surviving those rooms every night built the fastest comedic reflexes in the business. By the time Hollywood found him, the speed was already lethal, and speed is the key. Other great comedians overwhelm you with volume or physicality. Tucker overwhelms you with timing. His jokes arrive faster than your social defenses can activate. By the time your brain decides whether to laugh, your body has already started. Laughter is involuntary when the joke lands before the guard goes up. That is why even the most disciplined celebrities on earth break around him. He is faster than their self-control. That speed showed up first in a low-budget stoner comedy that was never supposed to become a cultural phenomenon. In 1995, Tucker starred alongside Ice Cube in Friday, a small film with a small budget that exploded into one of the most quoted movies in hip-hop history. Ice Cube admitted staying completely sober during filming. Not for health reasons, because keeping up with Tucker's timing while actually high would have made delivering a single line without cracking up physically impossible. The hardest man in the room needed full mental capacity just to survive sharing a scene. And one of the most quoted phrases of the last 30 years was born on that set from a moment nobody planned. The scene called for Tucker's character to dismiss a woman named Felicia, who keeps showing up uninvited. The scripted line was a standard brush-off. Tucker looked at her, felt the moment, and delivered 2 words with a casual disgust, so perfectly timed that the English language absorbed them permanently. "Bye, Felicia." Not written, not rehearsed. Just Tucker reading a room faster than the script could, and finding the exact 2 words the scene actually needed. 30 years later, strangers on every continent still quote it without knowing where it came from. 2 words that outlived the movie, outlived the decade, and became bigger than the entire film that created them. 3 years later, Tucker was paired with Jackie Chan for Rush Hour, a combination that should not have worked. Jackie came from choreographed Hong Kong cinema where every word is rehearsed and every movement is planned. Tucker came from stand-up where the script is a suggestion and the next line does not exist until the mouth opens. At their first meeting, Tucker talked without stopping while Jackie sat in complete silence. Afterward, Tucker asked, "Does Jackie speak English? Does he want Wesley Snipes?" Jackie understood everything. He was just overwhelmed by the speed. On set, Jackie admitted filming with Tucker was the hardest thing he had ever done. Not the stunts, not the fight choreography. Tucker. Because Tucker improvised so fast that Jackie often did not understand what was being said. But the crew would be falling apart laughing. The energy would fill the room, and Jackie would start laughing too. Not at the joke, at the joy on every face around him. Laughed first, understood later. The Rush Hour bloopers became some of the most watched outtake reels in film history. Tucker never delivered the same line twice. In one legendary moment, he could not pronounce gefilte fish and turned the failure into a 5-minute comedy routine. Filter fish, capilla fish, gaffala fish. Each attempt funnier than the last, each one breaking the room wider open until the director surrendered completely. See how difficult is that? You can see the exact moment Jackie stops trying to stay professional. His shoulders start shaking first, then the hand comes up to cover his mouth, then the full collapse. A martial arts master trained to control every muscle in his body, completely powerless against a man who could not pronounce a fish dish. Professional actors like Tom Wilkinson and Zhang Zi broke into genuine laughter that ended up in the final cut. Jackie tried to be professional while Tucker tried to be funny. Funny won every single time. But Tucker's most unexpected encounter did not happen on a film set. It happened in the back of a car with a man who would become the most powerful person on earth. Tucker met Barack Obama before Obama was president, before the name meant anything outside of Illinois politics. Tucker was running late and jumped into the car because missing the young senator was not an option. What followed was not a political conversation, not a networking moment, not an attempt to impress. We talked about little stuff like chicken and basketball, just small talk. He said, "You like chicken." I said, "I like chicken. You like chicken too." The audience erupted because a casual encounter with a future president had been turned into a comedy bit about poultry. Tucker's gift is not impressing powerful people. It is disarming them. Titles, fame, and formality get stripped away and replaced with genuine connection. Obama was not Senator Obama in that car. He was just a guy who likes chicken. And Tucker made that feel completely natural. Tucker's most lethal weapon deploys in those moments of disarmament, the impressions. A flawless Michael Jackson voice can appear mid-sentence without warning. The soft, breathy cadence is so precise that people who knew Michael personally do a double take. Prince, Jackie Chan, Nelson Mandela, B.B. King. Dozens of voices captured with a precision that goes beyond mimicry. Tucker does not just copy the sound, he captures the soul of the person. And these impressions do not get saved for the stage. They drop into conversations randomly, mid-interview, mid-blooper, mid-sentence. One moment you are talking to Chris Tucker, the next moment Michael Jackson's voice is coming out of Chris Tucker's mouth. Your brain has not finished processing the switch before the next impression has already started. The speed makes it impossible to prepare. By the time you realize what just happened, you are already laughing. Tucker once impersonated Jackie Chan directly to Jackie Chan's face. Jackie could not do anything but surrender to helpless laughter at the sound of his own voice coming from someone else's mouth. On a talk show, Tucker casually dropped stories about Nelson Mandela before shifting into impressions so accurate that Ben Affleck's composure visibly cracked. Affleck has worked with every A-list director and actor alive. He sat with the wide-eyed wonder of a fan watching a street performer. Then came the line, "Now you know why I want to be Chris Tucker." A two-time Oscar winner, Batman, sitting on national television saying he wanted to trade lives with a comedian. That is what Tucker's speed does. It bypasses the professional composure celebrities spend entire careers constructing. Before they can decide to maintain their image, the laugh has already escaped. And once it escapes, the image is gone. Every celebrity Tucker has ever stood next to discovered the same thing. Around him, you are not a star. You are an audience. But the deepest proof that Tucker's comedy is something beyond entertainment did not happen on a set, a stage, or a talk show. It happened on a phone line at 2 a.m. Michael Jackson watched Rush Hour and needed to meet the man who made him laugh harder than anyone else. What started as a meeting became one of the most extraordinary friendships in entertainment history. Michael was famously shy, private, guarded. His inner circle was impossibly small because virtually every person who entered it wanted something. Tucker's the opposite, loud, open, incapable of being anything other than himself. Those two energies should have repelled each other. Instead, they connected in a way that surprised them both. Tucker appeared in Michael's "You Rock My World" music video and performed MJ impressions so accurate that even Michael cracked up watching someone else be him. Tucker could walk onto the stage during a live MJ concert without security stopping him. 60,000 people in the arena, and Tucker just appeared next to Michael as if he had always been part of the show. Michael smiled, the crowd screamed, and nobody questioned it because Tucker standing next to Michael Jackson somehow looked completely natural. The most image-conscious entertainer in history let one comedian past every wall. But what happened in private reveals something about Tucker that bloopers and interviews never show. The 2 a.m. phone calls came regularly. The most famous person on the planet, alone in a room too quiet for a mind that never stopped running, would pick up the phone and call one person. "Chris, make me laugh." Not a manager, not a producer, not a therapist. Tucker. And Tucker would deliver. Voices, stories, impressions, whatever it took, until the weight Michael carried everywhere lifted long enough for sleep to become possible. Tucker also told a story about complimenting a flat-screen TV in Michael's home. Michael immediately gave it away. Then Tucker pointed at the Rolls-Royce. "Mike, I like that Rolls-Royce." Michael smiled. "You better go buy one because I ain't giving you no Rolls-Royce. I gave you a TV." Even the generosity had Tucker's rhythm. Give the TV, draw the line at the car, deliver the punchline with a smile. Two comedians speaking each other's language without trying. Michael could have called anyone on Earth at 2 a.m. He called Tucker because Tucker was the only person who did not want anything except to hear Michael laugh back. Everyone wanted something from Michael Jackson. Chris Tucker just wanted to give him something. And what he gave, the permission to be a person instead of a product, was the one thing no amount of fame or money could buy anywhere else. The Mork and Mindy writers once stopped trying to script Robin Williams and left gaps in the screenplay with notes that read, "Mork can go off here." Tucker operates at the same level of ungovernable creative force. Directors who tried to control him learned the same lesson every celebrity learned standing next to him. The joke arrives faster than the defense. The laugh escapes before the composure activates. And once a person is laughing that hard, every wall they built comes down. That is what Tucker does. Not comedy as performance, comedy as velocity. So fast it bypasses every barrier between the public persona and the real person underneath. Jackie Chan laughing before understanding the joke. Ice Cube staying sober to survive a scene. A future president talking about chicken. Batman wishing he could trade lives. And the loneliest man on earth calling at 2 a.m. because one voice could make the silence bearable. The hardest thing Jackie Chan ever did was not a stunt. It was trying not to laugh next to Chris Tucker. He failed. They all did. And that is exactly the point. Subscribe if Tucker has ever made you laugh until you could not breathe. And tell me which moment broke you hardest. The Rush Hour bloopers, the Michael Jackson calls, or the Obama chicken story.